It just means that there's a new kind of a platform where you're able to, not only set your own prices, also get paid royalties, the royalties that you set, and then you're able to just generate a lot more money for yourself because, you own the digital asset versus having labels or intermediary parties that own it, that they get paid, but they never pay you. My name is Rxdha. I am a Web3 artist and developer coming from the music business, and now I'm into Web3 and blockchain technology. So the Cyber Panther Party is a project that is focused on making meaningful justice reform using NFT and crypto technology. Me and my friends kind of created it, and it was centralized around creating a bail fund because we had a meaningful story about one of our friends not being able to get out of bail on an innocent case, and then beating the case later, but he was in jail for so long. So created basically a bail fund that is, funded through the NFTs, and then it just became a bigger thing to where, it's financial literacy, it's ownership and education, it's onboarding for the community. So an NFT is a way that you can have ownership of a digital asset. So for so long, we've had the internet and we've had digital assets, but we didn't really think about the ownership of them. We just kind of upload them, and then, whatever platform you upload them to kind of owns it in a way, and owns the data at the very least. So, now with Web3, you're able to tokenize your art or your digital asset, whether it's music or 3D or whatever else. And then you're able to tokenize that. That tokenized version is called a non-fungible token. And that's what an NFT is. It's like a way for authentication and verification of your artwork and, who created it, and then a trail of, who gets it. The most important thing about NFTs is that they allow artists to get secondary sales through royalties that are built in. So that's amazing, Think about Picasso getting royalties on all the times that are resold. Picasso would be rich as hell. For artists and creatives, a lot of things can come up from Web3. There's a new ownership model. So that means that, you can now, have ownership in a way that you never were able to before for your digital assets. And that is what we create kind of as musicians or, artists, and, people that are creating 3D or creating gaming, all of these different things. It just means that there's a new kind of a platform where you're able to, not only set your own prices, also get paid royalties, the royalties that you set, and then you're able to just generate a lot more money for yourself because, you own the digital asset versus having labels or intermediary parties that own it, that they get paid, but they never pay you. Think about content on Instagram you upload, and Instagram is paid off of ad revenue. But how much are they, giving you? And you've uploaded, you contributed to that feed. So it's kind of like that, And for musicians, especially, like the music business model has been broken for a long time. There's, stories of every big artist, from rock bands to Kanye to Taylor Swift to everyone being screwed over in their music contracts, and they're yelling and screaming. You could look up, Kanye's whole, contract and see how he retains, a mere 13% of his assets, gets paid last, essentially, and, still fighting off in advance with a high interest rate, things like that are, just oppressive, contract that's got him locked in to create music for this entity forever, literally is what it says on the contract, things like that, that all these big artists have problems with their contracts and the way that they make money off of music. So, the music business model itself has been broken, and it's preventing the total market cap of music to become even higher. So now with a new way that, people, artists and brands can own their assets in a different way, and then using blockchain technology, getting paid instantly in a lot of cases, or just, being paid on-chain, with on-chain transactions, you're able to really kind of trace your money and kind of get it where it needs to go, immediately. There's a new ownership model for masters. There's a new model for streaming, removing the streaming service and just having the listener and the artist. And that's what blockchain does, right? Like, it took the banks out of, the transaction. Now you can, peer-to-peer trustless, permissionless transactions, so just sender and receiver. Same thing in the music business. There's a listener and the artist. And so you can remove everyone else and just leave those two and let the blockchain protocol work, and then reward the tokens for the artist because they're, uploading the music. In some cases, it could even reward tokens to the listener because they're listening, they're contributing by listening. So they're, therefore mining on this blockchain, proof of work, if you will. And then, the blockchain then turns and it provides more tokens, and it keeps going that way. It's just a lot of different ways that it could go. So it's a big answer. I think the pathways to get into the space in the crypto world are community driven, and you have to kind of be within the people to really, get any, kind of traction in the crypto world. But given, that you are within the people and you're, providing value, whether it's through conversations, whether it's through connections, whether it's building together or playing together, you're able to, kind of captivate that Web3 audience. And, crypto within its nature has this network or this socio effect. As long as you're being social, interacting on Twitter, which is now Web 2.5, maybe Web 3.0 soon, all the Doge talk right now. But maybe, you interacting through Discord servers, right? Private servers, and, you're kind of congregating within those communities and letting people know what you got, what you have to, present, and then you get real fans that way, man. You get the right collectors, you get the right investors, and you can, sky's the limit. I've seen it happen. Yeah, amazing. My ultimate goals for the Cyber Panther project, would probably be somewhere along the line of, making a meaningful system that could, combat the injustice system that's already set up now. From the misinformation, all the way down to the actual systemic, problems within, the debtor's prison, or they call it the bail system. Obviously the judicial systems, the redlining systems, the environmental racism, and things like that. So I would say just setting up a system that can actually, kind of, keep people alert, keep a community of people that are, watching, and especially in the digital space as well. Because that's really, really important for digital assets. Are the future, are the now. That's why we have to be, the Cyber Panthers.